Hi there. Today we're sort of reading something. Let me explain. You see, my buddy Charm, who I play D&D with pretty much like once a week, is um is a game developer, and I was like, "Ooh, that's quite intriguing. What games have you made?" And there's a specific one that I'm going to first show you because this is quite an experience, and I really want to share it with you because of how well done it is. It's got elements of horror, but it's a text adventure. It's right up my alley. It's really good. It's really creative, and it's quite a story. So I'm gonna go ahead and share with you the screen right now. Sundown by Charm Cochran. You can also find them by Overthinkings on itch.io and IFDB. I'll share the links down in the description below. I also want to show you the credits because I got to be one of the playtesters, which is what yet again drew me to do this video because I really want to share with you some of these stories that Charm has written. They're pretty they're pretty great. They're pretty great. And I really want to share this with you. So yes, conceptualized, written, and programmed by Charm. Charm has done all of it. Incredible solo development kind of work. And I'm so excited to share this with you because it's quite something. Welcome to Sundown. You awake from your nap and immediately look at the clock. It's Bucky's dinner time. You haven't seen much of him today. It stormed yesterday, and thunder makes him skittish. He'll always show up for food, though. For those of you who aren't aware, Bucky is your dog. It's time to feed Bucky. You stand and wince as your knees pop. You'll have to make the long journey downstairs to fill the food bowl. Better get a move on. Ooh, and the music as well. Ooh. Just turn that down a little smidge. Lovely, lovely. This is your bedroom, all done in green. You shared it once, but that time is over. Behind you is your bed. I like it. The little clickable things that really help. Oh, it's so good. So if you click it, it gives you info. It's so good. It has a light green bedspread and a dark green quilt. It's about 2 times too big for you alone, but you can't dismantle it and move out on your own. Sorry, I'm just turning down my volume. And you sleep on the side by the window. It's 2 times too big for you alone. Interesting. The curtains are drawn. The curtains, green as the rest of the room, are currently drawn, leaving the room in gloomy darkness. We're going to go ahead and open them. It's too gloomy in here. You open the curtains, allowing red-orange sunset light to spill through, just like our beautiful background here. Interesting, isn't it? Oh, your aching knees. Upstairs hallway. This is the upstairs hallway of your home. The floor needs a good mopping. On one wall hangs a wedding photo. You and Charlie, looking so young. You still have to dress somewhere, though goodness knows whether it would fit you anymore. You always forget, whether you're not looking at that face, how handsome he was. It was the first thing that attracted you to him. Even through all the intervening years, it still pierces your chest and steals your breath. Wow. Your feet ache, though you haven't been on them long. We have 3 choices here. I'm going to start with the upstairs bathroom. The upstairs bathroom, the one with the shower. Your bathroom by default. A window overlooks the backyard. Ooh. The trees at the back of your property cast their long shadows over the yard, rendering anyone standing there invisible. Vague shapes might be moving around down there, but you can't say for sure what they are, much less whether any of them is Bucky. Still don't know where Bucky is, but we haven't really looked too far yet. The floor needs a good mopping. Man, I understand that feeling all too well. In here are a sink. The porcelain is spotless, and the items on the counter, toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, lipstick, are neatly arranged. Run the faucet. You turn on the sink and water rushes from its faucet. Well, good to know everything's working. In here is a sink, which is running. A bathtub. Your bathtub, the same one that was there when you bought the house. Its plastic is a duller color now. Happens, I get it. But the tiles above it have maintained their same mint green color all these years. Ugh, mint green tiles. Ugh. Run a bath. You decide to run a bath. You turn the handle and water rushes from the faucet to splatter on the bottom of the tub. Both of which are running. Can I turn them off? Ooh, let's go ahead and turn them off just so we don't potentially do anything silly. We don't know, right? A toilet. You've no need to go at the moment. Good to know. A mirror hangs above the sink. Goodness, you've gotten old. Your dress, though, is lovely. You made it yourself out of beautiful silky fabric, based on the very first pattern you ever made. You were so thin back then, and you're thin again now. You run your fingers over the white cloth and hope it's not after Labor Day. Interesting note. Not really sure what to make with that. Upstairs hallway. Let's go back to the master bedroom, which is where I'm pretty sure we just were. Is your bedroom all done in green? Yes, we've done all this, so we don't really need to do anything in those two anymore. Downstairs hallway, let's go. This is the hallway that connects just about every downstairs room in your home. It always gets so gloomy in the evenings. A grandfather clock ticks quietly in the corner. It's an heirloom of your husband Charlie's family. It went on stubbornly ticking when the old man died. Oh. When he first told you he was going to have it in the hallway, you'd objected, pointing out that the space was cramped as it was. Charlie had overruled you, as he so often did, and the clock's time in the house ended up outlasting his. So, from that little bit of information there, we have gathered that we, most likely, wife of the house. But our husband, Charlie, has passed away. That's what I'm gathering so far. I'll try to keep us up to track. Ooh, so stairs back up. Well, we already know what's all up there, so we don't need to go there. We got the kitchen, sitting room, front door, or guest bedroom. Let's start with the kitchen. You consider the kitchen the beating heart of your home. Ooh, the color's changed, almost like time has progressed. Where you most frequently show your love to your family. You take pride in keeping it well appointed and stocked. Currently, though, it's a bit messy. As you walk in, you look around for Bucky's bowl, only to find it missing. You look under the table and by the side of the fridge that isn't immediately visible upon entering the room. But it's not in either of those places either. Where could it have gotten to? Maybe Ben will know. The sink is full of dirty dishes. Carnage left from cooking and eating what appears to have been a chicken pot pie and some fried okra. Normally you're loath to leave any mess in your kitchen, but right now finding and feeding Bucky is the bigger priority. I get it, we gotta feed the pets. The fridge hums quietly. There's a sticky note in the front of the fridge. It's not in your handwriting. It reads, "Remember, Dr. Travis on Thursday." You're not particularly hungry yourself at the moment. Let's go check the mudroom. This is an interstitial space, ooh, that's a great word, between the house, the backyard, and the garage, though you haven't actually been out to the latter in years. The floor needs a good sweep. Everything needs cleaning. It happens. You can see some closed cabinets, full of cleaning supplies and dust. Excellent. Backyard. Oh. Interesting music change. As the sun sets behind the trees, their shadows render your backyard eerie and treacherous. Gnats circling the Georgia heat. You have a small garden nestled by the back of the house. You only just recently planted it, but it's already overgrown with weeds. Tendrils of crabgrass and shoots of gripeweed encroaching from the lawn are crowding out your tomatoes. One more choice to take care of tomorrow. Bucky loves to run out here. You call Bucky's name and whistle loudly, but the dog doesn't come. Where is Bucky? And where is his food bowl? We will find him. Try the sitting room. Your sitting room is done up all in mint green. Why the green? Why so much green? Ugh, I mean, I love green, but I don't know if I have my whole house in green. Sorry. You should probably dust in here soon. The walls are lined with couches. You've had the same couches in this room since you moved in. Their color has faded over time, but you can't bear to get rid of them. Not now. You know their texture well, and could draw its feel up in your mind just by looking at them. I understand that. Yeah, well, you know what it feels like without even having to touch it. You've felt them so many times. I know exactly what you mean. You can hear something rustling around in the bathroom, though its door is open. Check the bathroom. The downstairs bathroom is a box with no windows. Printed vines snake over the wallpaper. The floor needs a good mopping. In here is a sink, toilet, and a mirror half above the sink. Your son Ben is here, staring into the mirror. Ben, your son. He's in high school now, and you couldn't be more proud. Ben, you say to get his attention. He glances up at your words. Hi, Ma. What are you doing? Sweetie, you ask. I'm packing, Ma, Ben sighs, as if you're the one combing through his things. I'm packing up in here, and Kendra's doing the guest bedroom. Ben is packing to go somewhere, and they have somebody else here called Kendra. Potentially a partner, a friend, hard to say. Have you seen Bucky? Gosh, I'm sorry, Ma, Ben says, not looking up at you. I haven't seen him in a good while. Alright, you sigh. Just let me know if you do. Do you know where Bucky's food bowl is? Ben pauses. I don't know, Ma. I guess it's probably in the mudroom. Why are you looking for it? Because it's his feeding time, you reply. Shouldn't that be obvious? What he's wearing? Ben, you ask. What's that you're wearing? You could of course see what it is. A blue sundress with a ruffled skirt. Ben sighs. It's just my clothes, Ma. A dress? You probe. Yes, he says, a bit defiant, making eye contact so intensely that you have to look away. I'm just not sure it's appropriate for... You begin, but he cuts you off. I'm not having this conversation right now, Ma. You huff, but let it lie. Ah. So Ben perhaps identifies not as a male. I could be wrong. They might still identify as a male, but still choose to dress differently. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with any of that. But it sounds like the mother, who we play as, obviously very old world values and such. Interesting. So I wonder if Ben is leaving perhaps because, don't get on with their mother in the right kind of ways anymore. Or it could just be, leaving school to move on with the world. We don't know all the details yet. Well, it says he's almost in high school now, which, So it's like a young teenager, but still packing. Could have definitely been a fight. Right, okay, so Ben has given us information. Let's go back to the hallway. We could chat. I'll tell you what. Let's go to the guest bedroom. See if we can meet this Kendra. This is the guest bedroom. It's been too long since you cleaned the carpet, and the walls need repainting. It is a twin bed. Mattress is actually more comfortable than yours. Why don't you just move in here? And a small closet. You mostly use it for storage, but thanks to Kendra's efforts, it's now more than half empty. Ben's little friend Kendra is here snooping around. She's pretty. Black. A little overweight, maybe. She smiles up at you but doesn't say anything. You don't know Kendra very well. Certainly not well enough for her to be going through your things, but also not well enough for you to feel comfortable reprimanding her. You're not even sure you've met her mother yet. What are you doing there, dear? You ask. Oh, I'm just helping my, Ben out. That's another piece of the puzzle right there. So Ben does have a different preferred name. So perhaps there is a transition ongoing or already done, for example. Yet again, we don't know the full details, but we know enough that is Ben, aka Maya, has a preference. And no matter what, we should respect that. But I feel like the mother doesn't. Definitely a fight happened. But the mother still seems a bit out of sorts, like a little spacey, right? Helping him out with what, you press? Oh, right, with packing. He's taking care of the sitting room and I'm seeing what I can do in here. More hands make for less work, or whatever the saying is. And what exactly are you packing for? You press further. Oh, Kendra stammers. I think that's something that, you should probably broach with Ben rather than me. Good point. But why aren't you with Ben? Well, like I said, Kendra stammers, more hands, lighter work. Or what is that saying? She chuckles. It seems to you nervously. Understandable. Do you know where Bucky is? Kendra looks a bit lost. Bucky? Our dog, you clarify. Big friendly Rottweiler. Oh, Kendra exclaims. Oh, no, I can't say I've seen him anywhere. Sorry. Not to worry, dear, you say. Just let me know if you do. They really don't know Kendra much, if Kendra doesn't even realize they have a dog. I don't know, because Ben was a bit weird about the Bucky thing, too. Guess didn't find his bowl either. Do you know where it is? Maybe Ben will know. Yeah. What are you wearing? Oh, just some old things, nothing special. Her blouse is floral and clearly well worn. The fabric is rubbed thin near the armpits. I get that. I have the same problem sometimes. Her pants are clearly utilitarian rather than stylish. The fabric has some old stains that were never properly treated. The stitching's loose, you poor thing, you say. I could help make it last longer. I worked as a seamstress before I was married. Oh, wow! Kendra seems surprised at the offer. I mean, I won't refuse. Ben never told me about your work. Thank you. You smile at each other. Well, that's good. You had a little... Looks like she's never skipped dessert. That's just uncalled for. Uncalled for, Mama. Right. Well, either way, we should already have the information we need. So if we now go back to the mudroom, go to the closed cabinets, you dig a little deeper and find tucked in the back a dog food bowl. You maneuver it out and confirm that it reads Bucky on the side. Fantastic. We're carrying his dog bowl. Made of blue plastic and has Bucky's name printed on the side. You'll never feed him in the kitchen, and you have no idea how his bowl ended up in here. Right. It's getting darker. We don't keep Bucky's food in the fridge. Do we not? Close cabinets. Where is Bucky's food? Maybe Ben will know. Usually you'd think you keep it near the bowl, but hey, what do I know? I don't own a dog. Let's go and find Ben. Ben might know. Oh, back in the bathroom. There's Ben. Ben, your son. Ben mutters something to himself and scribbles something down on an envelope. You clear your throat. He puts one finger up to tell you to wait, the way you used to do to him when he was younger. From this side of it, it feels rather rude. I get that. Before you can say anything about it, though, he sets the envelope down and asks, "What do you need, Ma?" "Do you know where Bucky's kibble is? I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on." "Gosh, Ma, I don't know if there's any left." Ben looks a bit puzzled for a minute, but it passes quickly. "How can we be out?" you protest. "The bags are enormous. We have plenty of warning when we're running low." "What about some meat?" Ben suggests. "That doesn't have all the nutrients he needs," you sigh. "He has stomach issues." "Just for today," Ben insists. "We have steaks in the freezer. I'll run out of the store to get more food this evening." You don't quite know how he plans to do that. He can't yet drive. But you allow yourself to be placated for the time being. Well, sounds like we need to go back into the kitchen and check the fridge. Instead of peering into the fridge proper, you open the freezer compartment. There, just as Ben said, is a stack of frozen steaks. You retrieve one and unwrap it from its paper. The frozen flesh tingles and sticks to your fingers. Ooh, I know that feeling. Ideally, you give it time to thaw, but Bucky's dinner is going to be late enough as it is. Well, it's getting quite dark now. Let me go check the front door. Your porch looks out on your front yard. It's currently covered by a carpet of leaves in shades of orange and brown. You'll need to rake them up, but it's too cold and too late in the day to start doing that now. And the road beyond. Bucky knows better than to cross the road. You're not dressed to make the journey out there anyway. The awning sags above your head. It's getting to be fall. It's been too long since it's been repaired. The sloped roof is now more of a curve. The columns supporting it are warped, their white paint chipping and peeling to reveal the soft dark wood below. You could have sworn you'd asked Ben to repair it. Bucky loves to run out here. You call Bucky's name and whistle loudly, but the dog doesn't come. Where is Bucky? Right. So we'll go back to the mudroom. I believe in the backyard. This is where we might do the... No? Back inside, maybe. Kitchen? Ah. Here we go. A steak sits thawing atop a dog bowl in the middle of the floor. Well, technically, we met the criteria for feeding Bucky. There is food in a dog bowl in the middle of the floor, usually where he'd be. Go back to the backyard. Try to call him out again. Still doesn't respond. He must be somewhere else. Let's try Ben again. You don't need to hover, Ma, he says as you approach. I'm doing just fine here. You're not sure it's fair to say you're hovering when you've only just started a conversation. Darling, do you know if Bucky's around? Ben makes a growling noise of frustration deep in his throat. You know what, Ma? He explodes. If you really want to find Bucky, why don't you go take a look in the woods behind the backyard? You're taken aback, and it takes you a moment to sputter out a response. Bucky knows better than to go in the woods. Oh, really? Ben fires back. Are you sure? Have you checked? You do not speak to me that way, young man. You snap, desperately attempting to claw back some control of the interaction. Oh, fucking can it, Ma? Hey! A new voice roars from behind you. Both you and Ben whirl to find Kendra standing in the doorway, looking angrier than you thought she was capable of. She looks squarely at Ben. Can I speak to you in the guest bedroom? Her voice shakes with rage. Ben huffs, but after a moment he storms past her into the hallway. Kendra turns to you. I'm sorry about that, Mrs. Flanagan. We'll probably be a while. Why don't you go lie down? Then she sweeps out of the room. Could we go lie down? I don't know. I feel like we're still worried about Bucky, aren't we? The woods behind the house. Is that a thing we can do? Let me see. A trail leads into the oaks. Trail into the trees. You can barely see the trail in front of you. Night has already fallen for the woods, even as the sun lingers in the world outside them. Your feet sink slightly into the soft, wet earth. Spanish moss hangs from the boughs above, tendrils reaching down toward you like accusatory fingers. Your hackle raises at every rustle and snap among the trees that surround you. We gotta keep going. Further into the trees. You find yourself at a break in the trees. The gloom is oppressive, surrounding you on every side. The heat of the evening compresses your chest. Before you is a stone. Moss and vines grow up its sides. Words are carved into the front. Here lies Bucky, beloved pet. Bucky's been dead. Bucky's been dead for quite some time. But the mother perhaps has a level of dementia going on, some kind of a problem, almost like blocking out certain things. To forget something like this? I don't know. You stumble backwards, disbelief and indignation clogging your throat. That can't be. You saw Bucky only, yes? You saw Bucky only you saw... When did you last see him? A growl to your left. You turn and there he is. Bucky stands at the edge of the clearing, hackles raised and teeth bared. He's a Rottweiler, perhaps a bit small for his breed, though that still leaves him larger than most other dogs. He's never been this way with you before. Bucky, you say soothingly, gently, it's me. You know me. In response, he lets out a single bark and continues growling. What do we do? What do we do? Do we maybe approach? I'm gonna try. Approach Bucky. You approach, one hand outstretched, whispering soothing words. Bucky takes a single step back at first, but then holds his ground. When it happens, it's too quick for you to see. You feel his teeth clamp on your thigh, and his weight forces you to the ground. You cry out weakly, but the fall knocks the air out of you. Bucky bites your leg again and again, dragging you behind him into the trees, shaking his head and flinging your blood onto the surrounding foliage. You try to strike at his head to call for help, but you're too weak, too quiet. Then with one final tear, he rips your leg clean off. Wow. This is crazy. You howl as blood pours from the wound at your hip. You clutch at it, but only get your fingers wet. Sparks of white dance in your vision, and you feel dreadfully close to passing out. You know if you lose consciousness, you won't wake up again. You cling to life as fiercely as you've ever gripped anything. Though your breath comes in short bursts and your heart flutters like a mouse's, the awful beast just trots off with his prize. Blood continues to ooze from the place where a working leg used to be, but the sparks slowly fade from your vision. So much has been taken from you. You can't lose your leg too. Inch by grueling inch, you crawl after him. It takes an eternity. The stump that was once your leg oozes behind you. You claw your way forward, twigs and pebbles lancing the skin under your nails. Your clothes will be ruined. The cold dampness of the ground seeps through your belly into your core. You don't know how long it takes, but eventually, you find yourself back in the clearing. Bucky stands next to the hole where his grave once was. A shovel is buried in the ground behind him. He drops your leg into the hole and then trots away panting. From behind you, a voice you haven't heard in years says, "Hello, Dolores." Ooh, music tone change. Oh. Charlie looks nothing like he did at the end. He's the spitting image of the wedding photo hanging in your home. Brown hair thick and glossy with pomade. Grin crooked and devilish. It's been a minute. He muses as he walks around your prone form. A dog's age. A month of Sundays? Or more like years to them. What are you? You find yourself too astonished by the sight of him to finish the sentence. He eyes your bleeding stump. Looks like you might have dropped something. Then he glances into the open grave. Oh, found it. He levers the shovel out of the ground and begins scooping dirt into the hole. Questions flood your mind. Whoa, look at all these. Oh, they keep coming. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, there's so many choices. What do you think you're doing? The questions pour from your mouth unbidden, tripping over each other in their rush to escape. Charlie pauses his shoveling and holds up a hand to quiet you. Yep, he says, and you flush incandescent scarlet with rage. Answer my questions. Oh, you gonna crawl over here and make me? Charlie smirks. But alright, I'll play. You get 3. Choose carefully. Charlie turns back to his work as you think. You consider your options. Charlie continues piling shovelful after shovelful of dirt on top of your severed leg. Ooh, what should we ask? When did you start to hate me? Ooh, that's a juicy one. I could ask you the same question, Charlie hums. I asked first. you snap, not caring if you sound petulant. Sugar, I think you well know I hated you from the day I met you, Charlie says, giving you that brilliant, roguish grin of his. And don't worry, I won't hold you to answering the question back. I think we both already know what you'd say. The grave is nearly filled now. There's only a little dirt left. Charlie keeps shoveling without abating. Why are you doing this? And doing what, Sugar? Charlie asks sweetly as he continues shoveling dirt. I'm not doing anything to you. You know exactly what I mean. I'm just here, Charlie sighs. You haven't grown past that habit of looking for trouble, I see. Charlie pats the last of the dirt flat on top of the grave. Even with all the questions swirling through your head, there's really only one that matters. Did you forget our deal? You hiss. Did you forget our responsibility? Our deal? He asks mockingly. So he really has forgotten. I gave up everything for you, you growl. My interests, my work, my family. I had a whole life of my own. And I gave it up to be your wife, and to have you as my husband. How romantic, Charlie croons. He sets the shovel down and crouches in front of you, still towering over your prone form. And in exchange, you continue, you were supposed to be there. You were supposed to be by my side through everything. Better, worse, richer, poorer, sickness, health. Your end of the bargain was to make sure that I never had to feel lonely again. To be alone again. And you could just scream. Always so obtuse. And you abandoned me! You explode. You left me alone for years. All of my ties severed and my systems rusted away. I gave you a son, Charlie points out, tilting his head and looking bemused, as if you're some particularly precocious pupil. Besides, mesothelioma doesn't much care what anyone promised. Or to who. I don't care, you cry, not caring if you look unreasonable. He'd brand you unreasonable regardless. You made a promise. And what, you think leaving me alone to raise a child absolves you of that? At least you got to live a full life. Meanwhile, I was locked in a house and had my support cut out from under me. Charlie never once laid hands on you. That's why it comes as a shock when he grabs your hair. You cried as he roughly drags you towards the filled grave. Once you're there, he tilts your head back and whispers into your ear. You want to stand on your own 2 feet? Better start digging, bitch. With that, he drops you into a heap atop the freshly churned dirt. He dusts his hands off on his pants and retrieves the shovel. Well, it's been nice catching up, Sugar, but I think it's time for me to take my leave. You're still too winded to make a retort. He walks off into the trees, whistling. The sound quickly fades until it's indistinguishable from the sounds of the nighttime woods. And so, you were alone again. The soft earth is cold under your body. Your weight sinks you into it slightly. Diggers scream. Well, we need to get the leg back, right? So we better dig. Humiliating as it is, you're not going anywhere without your leg. Tentatively at first, you press your fingers into the dirt. It's soft and damp with dew. You scoop out a handful and it comes easily. You pull out another and another. Your pace quickens until you're scrabbling freely at the dirt, feeling it against your palms and under your fingernails, flinging it into the air behind you. A light sweeps over from behind. Maya! A voice you recognize but can't place calls. I found her! Oh, we're back. Abruptly the world shifts. You're back in your body, horribly lucid. Your leg is right where it's always been. The hip, though, looks shapeless and deformed. The earth under your prone body is cold, but now hard and overgrown rather than freshly turned. The hole you've made is pitifully shallow. Your hands are caked with dirt and your face is streaked with tears. 2 women approach you, though you can't make out their faces behind the beams of their flashlights. You whimper and raise one hand to shield your eyes. Ma, what are you doing out here? One of them leans close and abruptly you realize it's actually Ben, wearing the same dress from before. He takes your shoulder to try and guide you to your feet, but as soon as your body shifts, pain shoots down your leg and up your side and you cry out. Her hip! The other one, Kendra was her name, mutters, shining a light at the spot where your body deforms. It looks broken. Jesus Christ, Ma, Ben mutters. Sitting heavily next to you, he turns to Kendra abruptly. Call 911! Ben grips your hand tightly as if you're in any state to wander off again. You keep asking about Bucky. Then you wander off and hurt yourself. Ben mutters, maybe thinking you can't hear or won't understand. What's going on with you, Ma? Ambulance, please, Kendra says into the phone. Yeah, I have an old woman who may have a broken hip. 181 Stillwell Drive, Stockbridge. She wandered to the woods. She gets confused. Yeah, no diagnosis, but early signs of... You're so tired. Her voice fades in and out. Ben shifts so that you're leaning against him. He wraps his arms around you, holding you close. You reach up to grip his forearm. We're going to get you the help you need, Ma, he whispers to you soothingly. Sorry, that was a little aggressive. We have a great place picked out, and you can take all your things with you. And we're going to visit 3 times a week. Oh. They weren't packing Ben's stuff. They were packing her stuff. To take her to perhaps a dementia care facility? Kind of like a nursing home in a way? Wow. Well, I am a nurse, so I know what I'm talking about. Kendra seems to have gotten irritated with the person on the other end of the phone. No, of course I can't, but the signs are there. I think so. I think it's about dementia. All that is background noise. You can feel yourself fading, falling into the deep, dark well of sleep. But there's something important you need to say before you do. You look up and, perhaps for the first time, see your daughter, Maya. Your heart swells with grief. There's something important you must tell her. The top one is not the way to go. So we should go with you should have told me sooner. You say, the words coming out more accusatory than you intended. Told you what, Ma? Maya asks, distracted, stroking your hair. I didn't have a chance to warn you. You mumble, overwhelmingly tired, struggling to grasp onto thoughts that feel coated in grease. I'm right here, Ma, Maya murmurs. I'm here with you. And in that moment, your thoughts snap into place. You grip Maya's arm fiercely, and her eyes flit down to meet yours. You need to know, you say, voice strong and thoughts clear, what men will do to you. If you're going to be a woman, you need to know what men do. Maya chuckles softly. Believe me, Ma, I'm well aware. No, I mean, you try to explain, but the words won't come into focus. There was so much more you wanted to say, but it slips from your mind and into the darkness. You try to focus, try to find the words. Maya sighs. We could talk about all this later, Mom. She assures you. You've had a long day. You need to rest. You try to protest. You have years of lessons of motherly responsibility to catch up on. You're not finished, but the words have left your head. You need to warn her, to protect her. But you no longer know how. And you ache. Oh, how you ache all throughout your body. Your limbs feel heavy and the warm night air presses you back. The ambulance is on its way. You hear Kendra report. You can't focus your eyes to make out her face. You lean into the comforting warmth of your child behind you. You grip her forearm to keep yourself grounded. You grip it as hard as you can. Oh. God, it still gets me even the second time. Charm honestly can make some incredible stories, and I mean, it's such an experience. This is Sundown, right? I think Charm's got 17 different games, which I'm so excited to check them all out. I really, really am. The storytelling, the elements, how it's all interactable and displayed, and how all the little elements come together to really paint you this amazing picture of a story. A story that's already happened and already happening, and you're just going through it. It's so good. You've got the illusion of the freedom of choice, but it's truly not even really in your control. It's so well done. It's such a heartbreaking tale, and it's got great little elements of horror and it's just honestly just well freaking done. Honestly, Charm, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm so excited to check out all the other ones. If you watching would like to watch me play the other ones of Charms, I will do that. They might end up going on the gaming channel, but if they're more story-based, kind of like this, then I could probably keep them on the Nate at Night main channel, because yet again, it's story stuff, and that works here. This has been such an honor and a privilege and a joy. I always enjoy a good story, and this is a good story. This is a really good story, and it's so much fun to play. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you for whatever's next. Take care.